Back now with Inside the Issues, I'm Alex Cohen. On this Martin Luther King Day, we're looking at the status of civil rights in Southern California from various angles. We turn our attention now to education, a mission near and dear to Dr. King, whose mother was a school teacher. Young King knew how to read before he even started school. He was so bright, in fact, that he skipped both his first and his last year of high school and went straight into college following his junior year. He was 15 years old at the time. Making sure that young African Americans can get the educational opportunities they deserve is the mission of the group 100 Black Men. Here to tell us a bit more about the organization is its president, Reverend Jewett Walker, and we're also joined in the studio by Jamie Wright, who is now an attorney and a graduate and alum. Is that safe to say?
Correct, an alum.
Thank you both so much for dropping by.
Thank you.
Reverend, let's begin with you. When and how did this organization get started?
The organization was started in 1981 by Dr. William Haley. He was part of a group in New York. He founded a chapter in New Jersey, moved to Los Angeles, and founded one here. We were founded in 1981 and incorporated in 1982.
And in terms of the work that this program does, first of all, you have to explain, because the group is called 100 Black Men. Jamie, clearly you are not a man, but tell me a little bit about what you did in the program. And I'm assuming that this means for all young men and women.
Yes.
So 100 Black Men sponsors a program called the Young Black Scholars. And thankfully, Pastor Wright, Sister Juanita Wright, who were my parents, had the foresight to put me in this program because I did not have a lot of African Americans in my Catholic high school. Mm-hmm. So they put me in this program, and what it does is it gives you mentors, go on college tours, SAT classes, you meet admissions director at colleges, and you just get motivated in a way that you wouldn't be able to be motivated otherwise.
So it sounds almost like it's like an extra guidance counselor, an extra mentor to kind of guide you through the high school years, which really seem to be such a pivotal time. Can you both talk a little bit about that? Why are those particular years so important?
Well, they're important because students typically from middle school to high school have a transition period that sometimes they can get lost in the shuffle. What we do is we start our program in the 8th grade to help students make that transition. The idea is that to give them the kind of support that the school system may not provide.
You have a motto in the organization, what they see is what they'll be. Can you talk a little bit about what that means to you in particular?
Absolutely. So the very first person I could think of meeting was a CEO from Toyota. I think of a dentist that I ended up using. I think of the lawyers and the judges that I met through Young Black Scholars, and just seeing people who looked like me in this atmosphere. And I was an awkward teenager. So for me, it was really
me.
I was very awkward. If I show you the picture that my orthodontist showed me at 14, when I went back to him, I thought, oh my goodness. But seeing people who looked like me in these positions telling me you can really do anything you want to in this life was a godsend.
The program is open to all schools in Southern California. And we're open and we're grateful for this program, to be honest with you, because it will allow us to grow in an exponential way into other communities in Southern California.
I want to take a moment to talk about this particular moment that we're in right now here in Southern California. As we speak to you at this moment, we are in the midst of a vast teacher strike. It seems that the two sides here have reached an impasse. There are many reasons I wish Dr. King was still with us here today. If we could somehow channel him back to this moment. He's here in Los Angeles in 2019. I mean, all sorts of folks have offered to help these two sides try to work it out. How great would it be if Dr. King could do that? If he were here right now, what do you think he might say or do to bring these two sides together?
I think what he would say is, let's think about the common good that we're all here for. He would be more concerned about the effects on children. And the teachers are striking for very valid reasons. Having a nurse in school full-time is more important than you can imagine for students in poverty who come to school who may not otherwise get to see a health professional. You also are looking at young people who need some counseling and someone who can help kind of diagnose or pinpoint mental issues or emotional issues that they're going through that they may need help with. These are issues in addition to salary, and they're very important and need to be considered.
Jamie, do you now participate in the program at all? Do you give back to on the other end of it?
Anytime I get an opportunity, I do.
Yeah, I figured as much. And Reverend Walker, if folks out there would like to get involved, you want to share the website with us?
Yes, the website is www.100bmla.net. And the initials are for Black Men Los Angeles, 100bmla.net.
Reverend Jewett Walker and Jamie Wright, my thanks to you both for dropping by.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do not go away, because up next we have a very special performance and interview with a rising Black artist, Thea Monier. Stay